So you want to store gasoline. Maybe you want some on hand in case there's a big blizzard coming through that shuts down the town, knocks power out, and you gotta fuel your generator. Maybe you want some in case a plague rips through and turns the world into a wasteland. Maybe you want some on hand in case the apocalypse hits and you gotta fuel your war rig. The problem with gasoline is it breaks down fast. According to Exxon, you should use it within a month of purchase. But if you store it the right way, they say it'll stay of good quality for up to 6 months. I say if you follow my steps, it'll last even longer. I'm going to give you the 5 steps to proper long-term gas storage. This video is going to come with an accompanying blog post. I'm going to link to it below. Any of the products I mention here, I'll link to those below. Now, step number 1. Store it in a good gas can. You can store it in the plastic jugs you buy most anywhere, or you can ratchet up to one of these jerry cans. The obvious advantage to plastic is the cost. You can have one of these for around 20 bucks. The jerry can, this will cost you about 80 bucks. In other words, 4 of these for 1 of these. The other advantage to plastic is it won't rust. And if there's a fire, plastic melts. If there's a fire and it's a metal can, but there's a reason the military used so many jerry cans. They're rugged. They have great carry handles. And over a long period of time, gasoline will leach into plastic, not with metal. Plastic cans also expand and contract with temperature changes. Like this plastic one I used for the chainsaw. It's all bent. It's all warped. The metal can's not going to warp. Metal cans also stack more neatly. And it has a nice locking feature. The other advantage of metal is the spout you can get. No annoying safety features. Gas pours right out. If jerry cans are good enough for the army, if they're good enough for Mad Max, they're good enough for you. Step 2. Store it in a proper location. That means out of the sun, that means undercover, and away from heat sources. Gas vapors are heavier than air, so if it gets out, it creeps along the floor, and if it finds an ignition source... Step number 3. Fill the can 95% full. Now the reason you want to do that is moisture condenses on the walls of the tank. Condensation, of course, leads to water. It'll get in the gas. Then you've got reduced performance. If it's nearly full, there's less space inside the tank for that to happen. For that matter, when you're done using a small engine and it's going to sit for a while, fill that tank 95% as well. Why not fill it to the top? Because as temperature changes, vapors contract and expand. You need to leave a little room for that. Step number 4. Fuel stabilizer. I do this step before I get the gas. I'll pour it in the tank and then spray the gas down on top of it, mixing it around. You can buy this stuff online or at your local auto parts store. There are different brands of this stuff. There are different types. Find the one that works for you. Step number 5 is using the right product. The problem with today's gas is the ethanol. Refineries add it to comply with the 1990 Clean Air Act because it burns cleaner. Most of the gas you're going to buy in the US will have 10% ethanol. The first problem with ethanol is it has about 33% less energy than gasoline. The second problem is that while it's cleaner, it absorbs moisture from the air. Water is then in the gas, which goes in the engine. What's more, ethanol acts as a solvent. It dissolves crap in the engine, and then those deposits get into the carburetor. If you need to store gas, or you're going to use it for a small engine, you don't want anything to do with ethanol. The good news is, you can buy ethanol-free gas, if you know where to look. puregas.org. That's pure-gas.org. The site has an up-to-date list of all the places where you can buy it. Go there and find a location near you. Alright, we made our way to the gas station, and as you can see in the sign, regular gas right now is going for $2.19. Down below there, zero ethanol, $3.19. We'll stock up here, and with the fuel stabilizer and no ethanol, this gas should last a good 2 years without problem. Bonus small engine tip. I'm at a small local airport. What a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually buy gas here. It's called 100 LL AV gas, and that's 100 octane low lead aviation gas. It doesn't have any ethanol, and small engines love it. I wasn't able to get any footage filling it because somebody escorted us through that gate over there and they filled the tank for us, probably a safety measure. Now when you get back home, make sure to label the tanks with the date you filled it. And if you have specific gas for small engines, label that too.
Store that gas.
Don't worry, it's just 4 easy steps. Grab it, stick it in, squeeze it, and let it peter out.